Hey everyone, it's Christian from the Calcio Bros, and I'm here back once again. Missed out last week, unfortunately, for a video, and then sorry for the lack of updates this weekend as well. Long weekend here in Canada or Ontario for those who are over here, so it was a bit busy, doing all family stuff and whatnot. So couldn't update as much as the games, but lots have happened, and I'm here to talk about what did happen this past weekend. And there were a few surprises, not too many, but we'll get right into that right now. So, February 15th, we opened up with Lecce Spal, with Lecce taking the victory here, putting on another victory here after impressing last week against Napoli. They get another home win here against Spal. It does look like more and more that Spal will be one of the teams relegated by the end of the season. Even though it's not confirmed, we can more or less see that it probably will be them. And with these losses being piled on, it may also look like they could just be finishing last. So that's not what they want, but they're not having the best season right now anyways to begin with. There's not much we can say here. And again, for Lecce, these 3 points help them push up the table a little bit, moves them a little farther away from the bottom, and it's their second home victory here, so it does give them an important victory to move up the table and get the 3 points in their survival chances as well. 12 p.m. game, we had Bologna-Genoa. This was a bit of a surprise result here, but considering Bologna were given 2 red cards in this match, there's not much they can do here. After impressing last weekend too, beating Roma away from home, they lose at home here to Genoa, who now record their second consecutive victory and help them push up a little bit as well. They're still in the bottom right now, but this victory does help them push them in 1 point behind their city rivals, so that means they're just a little bit closer of getting out of the relegation zone here. To end off the Saturday, we had Atalanta-Roma. This game finished 2-1 for Lazio, who come from behind to take the victory here. That condemns to Roma to 3 straight defeats now. Fonseca's men really in trouble here. They have European action this week. They got another big game coming up against, well, it's in a way it could be seen as a big game. They're playing Lecce, but they should be getting the 3 points, but Lecce have impressed against a lot of the big sides this year. So they need to get this in order to pick up the momentum and to pick up their confidence, because the way they're going, they're going to lose out of any European spots in general, because if they draw points, other teams are going to catch up. Look at Verona, Milan, Parma, Napoli. They're all getting points now, and they're moving up. So Roma should be wary and start picking up their game. Atalanta impressing once again now, because they're still the most entertaining team. 63 goals so far this year. Still Italy's highest scoring team. Unfortunately, no Italians have scored a goal yet for them, so we hope to see that soon. May just get Golini to get a goal there to get the Italian in there. Yeah, we've seen goalies score before, Brignoli, and just recently Provedel from Serie B. Well, either way, Atalanta will want to keep up no matter who scores, and they know they are one of the teams to beat this year, and they want to continue getting their place secure in that 4th and final Champions League spot, because really we can see Juve, Lazio, and Inter maintaining top 3. I don't see anyone else really contesting for that unless something truly drastic changes in the next few weeks. Now moving on to Sunday for the 16th, at 6:30, Udinese-Verona finishing 0-0. This could have been great for Verona to get all 3 points, because then they would have moved 2 points behind Roma. But Udinese got a crucial point here, and it helps keep them up a little bit from the bottom of the table. They probably would have wanted the win, but they would take it against a strong Verona side who have played exceptionally well this year. 9 a.m. games, we had 3 of them. Of course, Sassuolo-Parma. Parma taking the full victory here with a Gervinho goal, and with all the issues he's had with the team, with getting his move blocked, being taken out of the team, he comes back and gets the winner here and gives Parma the full 3 points and continues their impressive run here and moves them up the table as well. Sampdoria, Fiorentina, and I don't think anyone would have would have seen this coming. Sampdoria being thrashed at home 5-1 to La Viola. Ever since Ranieri has taken over, he has made Samp look better. Okay, even though he's lost a few games or so, his side have looked a little more organized, a little better compared to how Di Francesco had it, but this is just an abysmal result for them. It was 3-0 at half. It could have been even worse. No, there's not much to say here because now Samp are only 1 point outside of the relegation zone, and this does help Fiorentina move up the standings because they were also really close to relegation battle as well. So they went into this knowing they can get all 3 points. They did what exactly was needed out of them, and they got it. So Ranieri still has his work to cut out for him if he wants to keep Sampdoria in Serie A, considering Genoa now are in a good winning streak in a couple games and only a point behind them. There's still plenty of games left, but again, with each game that passes, and the season gets shorter and shorter to turn things around. So they really must do something if they hope to get anything better out of here. Last game at 9 a.m. we had Juventus Brescia. Now Brescia played very well. They played defense. They played very great defensively as well. They did, however, lose their second keeper who had to start because their first keeper is injured. He got injured as well, so they had to play their third keeper, and I guess third keepers just love to make their debuts against Juventus, going back to when that happened with Sassuolo. But anyways, Brescia, like I said, played well. They played defensively, caused trouble for Juve. They got a red card close to the end of the first half, which did change the game a little bit. Dybala scored from that ensuing free kick. But even with a man up, Juve didn't look as dominant as they did. Brescia did hold them off well. They were so close to even getting the equalizer on a couple of occasions as well. But Cuadrado went and secured the victory here for Juventus. That's an important win for Sarri, considering it pushes them away from Inter as well. But they need to look much better. And we've said this several times. This Sarri Juve doesn't look like they don't look unbeatable. They look shaky at times. They don't look like they have full control of the game. And they honestly look like they could almost go out and lose every game. Okay, maybe not every game, but they don't look as strong as they used to. Yes, they have quality, but it doesn't seem like they're meshing well together. They're not playing how they used to. I don't know if it's just Sarri's not the coach and his tactics aren't the right for Juve, or he just doesn't have the right players. You have Ronaldo, Dybala, you have Pjanic, but like everyone's having not the greatest of seasons here. Yes, they just got Chiellini back at the back, so maybe that'll help secure things as well, make him look a little less shaky, and as well bring a captain forward who can maybe help his team focus, give them confidence, and just make sure they're playing the way they're supposed to be. We'll see what they can do, and if they can secure another Scudetto here, only time will tell. 12 p.m. match, we had Cagliari-Napoli. Now, this is more trouble for Cagliari, who continues their decline down the table. They are still winless. They have not won since December, beginning of December. So that, after their lengthy 14-game unbeaten run, now they haven't been able to win in a couple months. So as we are starting to see the fault, like the weaknesses here in this Cagliari team, at least 2 losses and 3 draws in their last 5, so they really need to pick it up. Napoli seems to be regaining their form now. Gattuso really getting the best out of his team, and I think the signings of Lobotka, Dem really did help his team as well. Players starting to pick themselves up again. So this is what we need to see. And now Mertens also 1 goal behind all-time leader Marek Hamšík, so he will soon break the record, most likely till the end of the season, if he can continue his scoring run. Again, all he needs is 2 goals to beat it, 1 goal to tie the current leader, But if they want to make even Champions League, they need everyone to start performing the best that they can. They are quite a ways out, but they can keep on winning. And if they do keep on winning, they can make it out there. So we'll see what they can do in these remaining games as well. And I know they do have some tough games as well in the last few weeks, but still, they can pick up points now and see what they can do later on. Now, 2:45 was one of the bigger games of the weekend. We had Lazio Inter here. Inter hoping to stay on top of Lazio and continue staying on pace with Juve, but it wasn't going to be. Here they gave up their lead against Lazio, even though Ashley Young gave them the lead. Immobile, who is now at 26 goals for Serie, he is 4 away from 30, and he is, I want to say maybe 10 goals now away from Higuain, and he's on pace to break it right now the way he's going at. And of course, Milinkovic-Savic, who did get the other goal as well. But you can tell Inter's goalie issues are starting to wear on them. When you're missing Handanovic, you really miss Handanovic. Padelli has looked shaky. The first game he played against Torino wasn't that bad, but in the following few weeks, he has looked tremendously shaky indeed against against Milan, against Lazio here. Like, he's not anyone that, or was it, Torino? Maybe Udinese it was. Sorry. It was against Udinese. Too many games to keep track of. Anyways, but like I was saying, Padelli's not one to help Inter's needs right now in holding a lead. Lazio took full advantage, and they got it to go leapfrog Inter and go within striking distance of Juve. And remember, we do have Juve-Lazio later on, closer to the end of the season, so that will also be another entertaining one, depending how the standings are when it comes. So we really have to keep on watching, and we can say Serie has been much, much more entertaining than it has in recent years, of course. So like I said, Lazio getting the important win here and condemning Inter to a defeat, and now they lose hold on their pace to Juve. But then again, it's only a 3-point difference, so anything can still happen, but not what Inter wanted to do, not the result Inter wanted to get here. Now, ending off round 24, we had Milan-Torino. Now, Milan wanted to bounce back after their derby defeat to Inter, their unfortunate draw against Juve, so they're hoping to get the result here against Torino, which they did, getting the result of 1-0 here. And again, thanks to a goal from Ante Rebic, who is continuing his fine form in 2020. Now, that's his 6th goal, I believe, in Serie this year. He is now Milan's joint top scorer in all competitions with Theo Hernandez right now. Actually, I think it's 5 in Serie and 6 in all competitions. Either way, he is now their top scorer with Hernandez, and if they can look to him for support, linking up with Ibra, who have looked like they've played together for a while, they've linked up really well. So if they can keep going forward with them, then Milan will definitely be able to keep jumping up the table, and they can really try and take advantage of other teams' miseries. So, like I said, Roma is starting to lose a lot of games now. They have 7 losses so far. That's heavy for Roma. I know Milan had a worse bit of start, but still, they're starting to pick themselves up again. Pioli has really taken Milan anew and been able to transfer ever since this formation change. Ibra coming in, you can tell there's a different mentality there, and I think someone like Ibra in the team does help, because he gives the other players that mentality, the confidence to keep going and just playing for the jersey, so that they're doing a lot more, and maybe we'll see Milan surprise a few. I don't want to say Champions League, as much as I would like to see them in Champions League. They still have a way to go. They're 10 points behind Atalanta right now, so there is still a lot of work to be done. I know they do have the return match against them, but it'll still be tough to get that. But if they can pick up points against these sort of teams like Torino, who are struggling as well, who now are 5 straight losses, and doesn't look like they can ever get out of their form. So actually, I think they have more than 5 straight losses. So they're really in trouble now. And I know with the new coach, it didn't really help as well. So they are 6 consecutive losses in all competition, 5 in Serie A. So it's just more misery added onto them. They just seem like they don't know how to win, You seem like the year started off well, beating Roma, at the Olimpico. They beat Bologna, but these last few games, they got the heavy defeat at home to Torino, the really heavy defeat to Atalanta, heavy defeat to Lecce away. These aren't matches that Torino should be losing, but they can't take advantage of it. So they really have to pick up their form, and we may even see them drop off this season a little bit more. So anyways, those were all the results of round 24. Let me know if you guys had any surprises. What do you guys think of some of the results? And do you think these results can give some of these teams like momentum pushing forward? Like I said, Milan, Napoli, even Fiorentina. Or do you think some of these are going to be one-time things and we're going to see some teams struggle a little bit more going forward like they usually do? Be sure to comment below. Let us know. Now to talk about the standings a little bit. As I said before, the top three are most likely going to be Juve, Lazio, and Inter. In which order, it's anybody's guess right now. 3 points separate them again. Juve with 57, Lazio with 56, and Inter with 54. And it's still anyone's race right now. 3 points separating the three. Atalanta does sit fourth, 9 points behind Inter. As much as I want to say they could catch up if Inter continues slipping, but I don't think Conte's team will continue to slip up like this. I feel they will continue to do well. I know once Handanovic comes in, they'll have a better insurance at the back, but the whole defense has to do much better. But I know they can be secure. I know they can score, and I know they'll be able to get results when they need it the most, and we'll see how it goes against some of the other teams as well. Now, I've even said with Lazio before, they look all fine. They do have a lot of talent, but do they have the depth and quality, like extra quality, to continue this run? They've been healthy mainly healthy all year. They're out of all the competition, so they don't have anything to really worry about. But it depends if they do have that one major injury or suspension or whatever. How much will that affect their team? I know once they lose Immobile, if they do lose Immobile, who's gonna get the goals? If Strakosha gets injured, do they really trust their backup to help them defend between the pipes? Cherby too, another presence at the back. These are the things, like some of these key players, even if it's one player, if it's a really key player, even if they lose Milinkovic-Savic, Luis Alberto, who has the extra quality to take over? So that's one thing. They do have the quality, but I don't know if they have the extra depth to keep forward if someone does get injured. Look at these teams like Inter and Juve. They were able to get people in during the winter break. I don't think Juve got anyone. They just got Kulusevski for next season, but they still do have the extra depth of not. Even if they didn't bring anyone, they do still have the extra depth. So it's really time to see what they'll be able to do, and if they can keep up with these other teams. Inter did bring a lot of new faces in, and that could help them going forward. As we know, Conte can even take, we've seen mediocre players, average-looking players, and turn them into great players. So Ashley Young, Moses, he can help them make Inter be better and maybe even pass Lazio once again. We'll see. Right now, Roma occupying the fifth spot, the top spot for the Europa League, but they're only sitting 4 points ahead of Verona, Parma, and Milan. Then we have Napoli just 6 points behind them. So it's still really close there. And if they continue losing while these other teams start picking up points again, that's going to be all over, and maybe no Europe for them. But Fonseca really has to get his team going, because their last win came back a few weeks ago to Genoa. More than a month, basically a month from today. So he really has to get his team going. So Milan, like I said, Pioli is starting to get the best out of his team, and they have been looking much better now. But also them, if sometimes when they lose that one player, it does affect them a little bit, but they're starting to play a little bit more, and they're starting to close out games. Maybe not as much as as good as they should be doing, but they're holding off well. They are defending well. I know Donnarumma, I believe, is still leading in clean sheets right now. So for him right now, that's really good. And someone like the way that Milan started, it's incredible. So they really do have their work cut out for them if they want to continue moving up the table. I have said the bottom three. Spal still remains dead last. Brescia losing out to Juve again, still second at the bottom. Genoa get an important second victory here. They're unbeaten in their last four. 2 consecutive wins now brings them 1 point behind their city rivals Sampdoria, 3 points behind Lecce, 4 behind Udinese. So they're starting to make a climb up the table. But now it's only a matter if they can continue this form going forward, and as long as the other teams keep slipping up. This is what they need. I know you can tell there's a huge gap between the bottom and the top. The more of these bottom sides are a little more inconsistent. The more in form right now we could say is Lecce. They have 3 consecutive victories, and they're starting to move up. So if they can keep getting these home wins, because that's where these relegation sides need to get their victories, and where they tend to get more of them, because as we know, they do struggle away. But going back with Lecce, they are the team that's been giving some of these top sides a lot of trouble. They've given Milan trouble, Juve, Napoli they beat, Inter again trouble. Like, they have been soaring, and Liverani has been doing an excellent job with them. So it's time to see if he can continue that going forward. He can keep Sampdoria under them. He can keep Genoa under them. As we know, Spal definitely will look like they will get relegated. Maybe Brescia as well. Depends if they can pick up their game and what Diego Lopez can do to change their fortunes. Again, unlucky defeat to them. Unlucky defeat for them last game against Juve. Let's see if they can pick it up next game. And we're going to get right to that now, discussing the upcoming fixtures this weekend in Serie A. On the 21st, this time again, we have a Friday game, and we do have Brescia versus Napoli. Napoli looking the better of the two sides right now, but hopefully Diego Lopez here can turn his side around. It's a home game here, so hopefully he can get a much better showing and maybe get a surprise result here against Napoli. They want nothing but 3 points, but maybe they could be happy with a draw, but it does depend on how Genoa does. So they will try to exploit Napoli and get a crucial victory here. But Napoli, with their confidence in Gattuso leading his team into great consecutive positive results here, well, other than the loss to Lecce. But he has said he's been able to beat some of the big sides but lose to the small sides. That's one thing he has to change in his team. He has to change the mentality playing off against some of these lower table sides. So there's a lot of work for his side here. And let's see if Napoli can become the victors and shoot up the table, or will Brescia get an important victory for their relegation battle. Going on to the Saturday games now, 9 a.m. Bologna, Udinese. Both teams winless in their last round, so they hope to get a crucial victory here. And Bologna, especially receiving a heavy defeat last weekend to Genoa, they will hope to rebound in their match against Udinese. 12 o'clock, Spal, Juventus. Not much I can say here other than I do see Juve taking all 3 points here. It's Spal. I can see going to another loss. Yes, Spal did get the victory. I think it was last year as well. Yeah, when Juve could have clinched it, but I don't see the same result happening this year. I do see another victory here for Juve, unless, they do surprise everyone and getting a positive, whether it be a draw or a victory, who knows. But I don't think it'll happen for Spal here. 2:45, Fiorentina, Milan. So Milan will be hoping to get some payback against Fiorentina after that embarrassment earlier in the year. So both sides look different now. Cutrone playing for the first time since leaving in the summer. So I wonder how, he'll definitely receive a warm reception from the Milan fans, even though they are playing at the Franchi. But Milan will definitely look to take their momentum going forward and get another positive result if they want to get a little bit closer behind Roma. Moving on to Sunday, 6:30, Genoa, Lazio. As we see here, like I said, Genoa are unbeaten in their last 4 with 2 consecutive victories. They hope to halt Lazio's unbeaten run in 19 games. They are one of the most informed teams in Italy right now, if not the top informed side in Italy. Excuse me there. But anyways, Lazio, depending on how Juve's result goes, because if they beat Genoa and Juve don't get a victory there, they could pass the Bianconeri and go 1 to 2 points ahead of them. So this would be a crucial game for them, depending on how the Spal Juventus game fares up as well. Now, the 9 a.m. games, we once again 3 of them: Atalanta, Sassuolo, Torino, Parma, and Verona, Cagliari. So Atalanta want to continue their strolling success. Too many words here. Anyways, Sassuolo will look to try and get a positive result again after succumbing to a defeat at home to Parma. But Atalanta are again just a different team this year. They are incredible to watch, and they will definitely maybe put on a goal fest. Time to see. Torino will hopefully try to get something here. Like, they want to change their fortunes around, but they have not looked good in recent weeks, like we said before. And Parma will definitely look to take advantage of that. They got an important victory last time out against the Sassuolo, so they will hope to take their momentum. And even them, if they win, they push up the table as well into a European spot just behind Roma. So lots to see here. Verona, Cagliari again will look to try to finally get a victory after so long. Well, Verona can even they're one of the teams who will shoot up the table as well, just going behind Roma as well. Verona has been one of the surprises of the season. Silvestri and Donnarumma both lead in clean sheets, and I don't think anyone would have seen Silvestri's name up there. We'd have expected to see someone like Szczesny, Handanovic. Again, Handanovic being injured. Maybe even Paul Lopez, who's been a pretty good signing for Roma considering their past with keepers. Anyways, they hope to continue Verona will hope to continue their positive run, while Cagliari just want to get a win here and ruin their lack of success in recent weeks. Roma-Lecce is the 12 p.m. game. Now, Roma hope to get the victory here, but like I said, Lecce have given these big sides trouble away at home. No matter where they are, they will play and not give these sides the time of day. They beat Napoli away at the San Paolo. They tied Milan at the San Siro. So anything can happen here at the Olimpico. Now, if Roma loses here, that's another home defeat for them. They have 4 already. If they lose here, it'll be their 5th. Like that, they have more losses at home than they do away. So that's something Fonseca really has to change for his side if he wants to see any success for them. Because again, the home wins are where these teams should be picking up their points mainly. So if they don't win at home, you're really struggling somewhere. So lots of work for his side, especially with the European action coming up. I know they do have Europa League too, but that's something else they want to worry about. But here right now, they just want to focus on trying to finish in the Champions League spot. If not, just finish in a European zone. We'll see what happens here, and if Fonseca's ways can help change Roma's fortunes. Now, last game of the weekend is Inter-Sampdoria. Inter want to bounce back after succumbing to a defeat to Lazio, and maybe even took advantage of a fragile Sampdoria team who once again lost 5-1 at home. And this can definitely maybe be another turning point, because hopefully they're going to hope that Genoa can get a result against Lazio to halt them in order for Inter to hopefully pass them again. Inter sitting 2 points behind Lazio, so they really want to pick themselves up after that defeat. Not exactly with the position they would have seen themselves in it from the beginning, but they are still up there, still a 3-horse race. Lazio is the one sneaking in there. Inter want to keep on the pressure on Juve and Lazio, hoping for one of them to slip up and being able to bounce back and be top of the table. So anyways guys, those were the results for this upcoming weekend. Don't forget to catch the Champions League and Europa League starting back up again this week as well. So be sure to let us know what games you're looking forward to this weekend. And what else can we see this weekend? Are we going to see any surprises, or do you think things are going to just go as they usually do every week? Be sure to comment below, let us know. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Calcio_Bros, and subscribe on our YouTube channel and click the bell to receive notifications on all our latest videos. We'll hear from you guys soon. Ciao.